welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's Celebrity Psychic Q&A. Can you believe it's been like 5 or 6 months since I uploaded one of these videos? I cannot believe it. If you've been around here for a while, if you're a long time lovely, you will know that these are my favourite videos to film. These videos inspired the whole Read the Room series, so I cannot wait to get into this. If you are new around here, welcome. My name is Kirsty. Please do join our lovely community by subscribing down below. Let's get into reading for all of these different energies. I'm so excited. If you do enjoy the video, please do hit a lovely thumbs up, and thank you so much to everyone who sent in your questions. So we are starting with, will Lauren London love again or get married? What do you see coming in for? How is she doing? Lauren London is very much still in the healing process. Nipsey didn't pass that long ago at all, and he passed in a very shocking and sudden way. He literally left his home and didn't come back. And you know, just because they're celebrities, it doesn't make it any different for any single person. If that happens to anyone you love, that is traumatic. So I feel with Lauren London, there's still times that she doesn't believe it, like those first moments when she wakes up in the morning, like it's still like, oh, you know, that first. And if any of you have been through grief, you'll know that feeling, and it's horrible. There are still moments where I feel like she forgets Nip's gone and thinks he's gonna walk through the door, and then she has those moments of like, oh. And you know, she's very spiritually connected, she's very in tune. I feel like specifically spirit are making me want to touch my nose. I feel like she smells him a lot. He's very much around her, very much in the house. I feel like she has a very spiritual connection with him. I feel like she talks to him a lot in meditation, just in day-to-day life. Any decision she makes, he gives her signs. So she's very much still in relationship with him, and to be honest, she always will be, because he is her soulmate. And you know, no matter what happens, whether your soulmate passes first, you know, it doesn't change the dynamic. So no one's ever going to compare to that. No one ever could or would replace that for her. And her heart is still closed off. You know, she has put a protective barrier and boundaries around herself, you know, as you would do. You know, when sudden and shocking things happen, we protect ourselves because we're like, nope, that's, you know, even if things are out of our control, we're like, nope, that's not going to happen again. And that's where she's at. And so yes, we see her working on the odd project and doing things like that because she's got to still make money. But at the end of the day, she still just wants to close the door, shut the world out, and be alone. And that's where she's at right now. So in terms of loving again, I don't feel like that's something that's even on her radar, something she's even ever thought about. And it's something, because of that, I don't see for her. And I send Lauren London so much love because I really do love her energy. She's such a down-to-earth woman, and I just send her all of the love and light for her healing. Okay, so this one was about Little Mix. Are Jessie and the girls not getting along? Now, I'm a big mixer, Little Mixer. I love the girls. And Jessie leaving the group for me was like Jerry Halliwell leaving Spice Girls round 2. The thing with Little Mix is that they have built their brand on really having a friendship. You know, we are sisters, we are friends, no matter what, we're in this together forever. And there were just some little things like, you know, Jessie asking Anne-Marie in her documentary, you know, what's it like to go solo and all these things. And I feel like when I pick up on the energy of them, Jessie's behaviour towards the end of her leaving the group, I feel like started to rub people up the wrong way. And I just feel like she would make comments like that a lot. Comments like, oh, well, you know, when I go solo, but try and turn it into a joke. There's also an energy of feeling betrayed and blindsided, as if she would say one day that she would never do it, and then she did. And it was almost like a rug was pulled from underneath the 3 girls' feet, Perry, Jade and Leanne. It almost feels like a rug was pulled out from underneath them. And I keep hearing the word selfish. Now, listen, I promote being selfish sometimes, putting your mental health first, putting your well-being first, putting whatever makes you feel good first, because if your cup isn't full, you cannot do anything. Sometimes, a lot of the time, you have to put yourself first. But when I tap into this energy of Little Mix when they were a 4, I feel it felt that a lot of the time the 3 girls were catering to Jessie. So if she was having a bad day, if she didn't want to do certain things, they would say, okay Jessie, you know, they would kind of pamper to her, what do you want to do? You know, try and change things and revolve everything around her. And when it came to them kind of needing a little bit from her back, she wouldn't budge. And I feel like she was very selfish, and that's not a good or a bad thing. That's neither. That's just how I feel she was. And I feel like that selfish behaviour that she took didn't go down well with the girls. So when I tap into the energy of a friendship now, I really feel that unfortunately there isn't one. And it does feel sad, because these are girls that have been together since they were 16 or 17 years old. But I just feel like there was a growing apart and a lack of communication. In a way, things should have been could have been communicated, and therefore the friendship broke down. Who is Khloe Kardashian's real father, and does she know who her father is? Yes, I do feel that Khloe Kardashian does know who her father is, and whenever I get asked this question, because I have been asked it multiple times, I always get linked back to that episode of the Kardashians where they wanted Khloe to do the DNA test, because so many people were speculating at the time. I mean, they still are, obviously, but so many people were speculating at the time whether Rob Kardashian was Khloe's dad, and it was all over the media and it was everywhere. And so I feel like in the show they wanted her to do the DNA test. Now in the show they portrayed it that she refused, that she said, no, I'm not doing it. However, I've always felt that she did do it, and they just didn't broadcast it, because of course it came back that Rob Kardashian was not her father. Now, when I link to Khloe's real dad, I feel he was an athlete, or is an athlete, because I do feel he's still here on the earth plane. I feel he had, interestingly, even though Khloe is pale skinned, I feel like her biological father was like olivey, tan skinned. I feel like he played golf. I feel like he was a professional golfer, or maybe tennis, something where you would wear, no, I feel like he played golf. Maybe he did tennis as a hobby. And yes, I feel like she knows who he is. I just want to thank those of you who asked about Aliyah, because I feel like this is the first time we've covered Aliyah in a psychic Q&A, which is crazy. So, someone asked, will Aliyah's music ever be released onto streaming platforms? I can't believe her music is not on streaming platforms. Like, what? Sadly, when I tap into this is all about money. And there is some bribery and some blackmail and a large sum of money that someone is asking for her music. And quite frankly, I'm just hearing the estate don't have the money to pay it. Or they do have the money and they don't want to spend it on paying it. So unfortunately, I don't see anytime soon her whole catalogue of music being released onto any streaming platforms. However, that's anytime soon. Eventually, I do feel they will make their way to the streaming platforms. Her brother is really, I feel, fighting some real battles on her behalf, and I don't know if there's anyone else who is fighting them. Maybe her mother, but her brother is really pioneering this. It's money. It's something to do with money. They don't have enough money to pay for what the record label, who I feel is her uncle, is asking for. And it unfortunately just boils down to that. And it's so sad. It's so sad because there's nothing they can do. Jojo was signed to the same record label that, obviously, Aliyah's uncle, that Aliyah was signed to. And just like Aliyah, she had no rights to her music. So even though everything probably in Aliyah's will would have gone to her next of kin, which would probably have been her parents, and obviously her father's passed away now, so her mother, because even though everything Aliyah had made would have gone over to her mother, the record label is like, no, if you want this, you're gonna have to pay. And that's unfortunately what I feel this comes down to. It comes down to money, which is so sad, because the reality is, if it is down to money, the record label could put the music on there and make money from it. But there's just some disagreement that's going on here. It's like there's either a cut of money that the family feel they should be getting and they're not getting. The money, the family can't afford to buy the music from the label, and there's just a ground that they cannot agree on. And the reality of the situation is that both parties, I feel, really need to put their issues aside, the family and the record label, and understand that Aliyah's legacy is what really is important here. And it's just sad. It's really sad. What do Kate and Meghan think of each other? So this is Kate Middleton and Meghan Markle. Will their children be close? Kate and Meghan are from two completely different worlds, and I just feel like although they really did try to get along with each other, and I do feel that they did, because as women we try and find common ground. You know, we go into a room and we try and find common ground with people, because I feel like that's just in a feminine nature. And so I do feel like they really did try and find common ground with each other, like we saw them at Wimbledon together. But they're just different people. And I feel like, honestly, if they were in the same room, they would be civil with each other. I feel like they just didn't really get each other. They're from two completely different worlds. Kate's from rural England and Meghan's from sunny LA. You know, they come from two completely different walks of life. And I feel like even though they did try and get along with each other and find a common ground, you know, would they be calling each other up now to have cozy chats and be best friends? No, absolutely not. Will their children be close? I sadly don't feel that they will be. And that's not to say that they won't have a relationship, because I feel that, you know, I actually can see holidays being taken to the States, but there's a lot of healing to be done in this situation, and I don't see that until many years down the line when the kids are a lot older. Will there be music from Janet Jackson? There was a photo of her in the studio, so just wondering. Okay, thanks if you get to the question, you're welcome. So, oh, I feel like she's recording something, but do you know what? I link this to a film. I link her recording to a film. So she may be laying down vocals for a soundtrack or some kind of animation where she's voicing a character. I don't see her laying down like a whole album for herself. I feel like it's for someone else. It's like parts, just bits and pieces for either like a movie or a soundtrack. Will Taylor Swift ever get her original masters back? Also, how is Scooter Braun handling her re-recordings being so successful? Does he regret buying her masters at all now? I didn't know that Taylor Swift had re-recorded her masters. See, there's a theme here, isn't it? It's, you know, from the beginning, these artists need to make sure that they own their music, because otherwise the record labels will just sell them. And it's crazy, you know, it's crazy that people don't own their own stuff. He doesn't regret it, because still Taylor wants the originals, and I feel like Taylor will always want the originals. And I'm hearing 20, she's not going to give up on this. She's a very tenacious woman, Taylor Swift. Like, when she wants something, she will consist and persist and persist. Consist, did I say? She will persist and persist and persist and persist. So yeah, she's going to lay down the re-recordings for now. She's laid down the re-recordings for now, but she wants the originals. She wants the originals, and I feel like she will get them. But it's going to have to be for the right price, because there's something in this Scooter Braun's energy that just ain't it. And he's all about the money. He's quite greedy, and he's not going to settle for less than she's willing to pay. So give it about 20 years, I feel like, because they are taking me to, well, actually she must be in her 30s now, taking me to her 40s, so maybe her late 40s she will actually get the original recordings. And I don't feel like she'll do anything with them or anything like that. It's just for the fact that she wants them, and when she wants something, she's very tenacious about it. Does he regret it? No, because he knows how bad she wants it. And I feel like that's the kind of man this man is. Like, he's quite manipulative and has a power thing, and he likes to hold that over people. And so no, he's not gonna like back down on that at all. He doesn't regret it, because he knows at the end of the day she's gonna keep trying keep trying to get them from him, and she's going to pay. At the end of the day, he knows that. Beyonce's relationship between LaToya, Latavia and Beyonce, I really do feel that when it comes to the original members of Destiny's Child, and I say original, that's not including what was the other one's name? The one that was in it for the one video? I can't remember her name. Farrah. It's not including Farrah. When it comes to the original 4 of Destiny's Child, we have had healing. And I feel like if it comes to like reunions or parties or anything, they will receive an invite, because I feel like between them it's a family thing rather than like a celebrity friendship. It's family, and I feel like they came to an understanding. I feel like there was a big conversation they had where they got to air everything out and heal, because I just see lots of white light around them. So healing has been done. So I'd say they're friends, and actually, you know, like I said, I think it goes deeper than that. I'd say they're family. And so like I said, any reunions, any parties, they are getting an invite, just not Farrah. The last and final question is, will Eminem find true love? I have read for Eminem, and I will leave that down in the description box below. I'll leave, if I've read for any of the people I've mentioned today, which I think I've read for the majority of them, I'll leave their readings down in the description box below. Yes, I do feel like Eminem will find true love, but it has to be the right person, because I feel like Eminem is quite a deep and different soul. I feel like he will be with a younger woman, and I've said this before, I feel like Eminem will have another baby. I feel like he will have another baby. I feel like there's another baby for Eminem. I feel like he will get married again. I feel like she will be blonde, and she'll be younger than him. So I would give it probably at least, again, 5 to 10 years. I feel like when he gets to like his 50s, he will settle down and it will be with a younger woman. Yes, I do feel like he will. I don't know who she is. I feel like she is not like ridiculously famous. She could be like a model or an athlete or like a presenter or something. Like, she's known. She works in the industry, but she's not like famous like a singer. I feel like she's blonde. I feel like she's quite slim. And yeah, I think he will. And like I said, I think he will have another child as well. Thank you to everyone who sent in questions. I love these readings so much. I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you did, please do hit a lovely thumbs up. If you want me to do another part, then please leave any questions you have down in the comments below. If you haven't already and you are new to my videos, please do join our lovely community by hitting the subscribe button. And I will see you soon, lovelies, for another video. Bye!